ॐ गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्। अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अध्याय 15 श्लोका 9। श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते। In previous 2 shlokas, Bhagavan explained that the Atma seems to have Utkranti, Gati and also Agati. We can talk about 3 things. Utkranti means leaving the body. Gati means journey of the individual to get another body. And then agati. Agati means entry of the jiva into a new body. Utkranti, gati and agati. An individual has these three. A Jivatma has all these. It leaves a body, it travels, and it enters into a new body according to its karma. Now, in Shloka 7 and 8, Bhagavan explained that these three are not the intrinsic nature of the Atma. The Atma, in its own nature, does not have Utkranti, Gati, Agati, etc. It does not leave the body, it does not travel, and it does not enter into a new body also. In fact, the Atma is free from any association with the body. Neither it leaves the body nor it takes a body. It is free from association with the body. That is why the Upanishads describe the Atma as Ashariraha. Atma is Ashariraha, free from Sharira, free from the body. Yet, because of the Upadhi, because of the Sukshma Sharira, which is an Upadhi, the Atma seems to have Utkranti, Gati, Agati, all these three. On account of the Upadhi, the Atma seems to have transmigration. It seems to have association with the body, and it seems to have dissociation from the body on account of the Upadhi, the Sukshma Sharira. Now, in Shloka 9, Bhagavan says, the bhoktrutva of the Atma is also because of the Upadhi. Essentially, the Atma does not have bhoktrutva. Bhoktrutva means the status of being an enjoyer. We identify ourselves as the enjoyers. Now I am happy. Now I am sad. When we identify this way, we are enjoyers, because we are enjoying the result of our karma. It is called bhoktrutva, the status of enjoyer, enjoyer status. And bhoktrutva is accompanied by kartrutva also, doership, the doer status. We identify as the doers. I am the doer of this action. I did this. I did that. It is called kartrutva. Both kartrutva and bhoktrutva are not intrinsic to the Atma. The Atma is free from both kartrutva and bhoktrutva. Then what makes the Atma appear as the Karta and Bhokta? It is the Upadhi. On account of the association with the Upadhi alone, Atma becomes a Karta and Bhokta. It is being told in this Shloka. Ayam Atma. It is there in the second line. Adhisthaya manascha ayam. This Atma. It associates with the Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body. The subtle body has parts. What are the parts of subtle body? Certain parts are enumerated here. Shrotram, Shrotrendriya, the sense of hearing. Chakshuhu, Chakshurindriya, the sense of vision. Sparshanam, sense of touch. Rasanam, sense of taste. Ghranam evacha, and also ghrana, sense of smell. Five senses are enumerated. These are called jnanendriyas, the senses of perception. And the commentators say that we should also include the senses of action, karmendriyani. There are 5 karmendriyas in addition to 5 jnanendriyas. Jnanendriya plus karmendriya, and also manaha, the mind, which is called antahkaranam, manascha, and also prana, the 5 pranas. All these put together form the Sukshma Sharira. Adhisthaya means ashritya, being associated with this Sukshma Sharira. Vishayan upasevate. The Atma enjoys the objects. Vishayan, the sense objects. Upasevate, it experiences, it enjoys, which implies the enjoyer status of the Atma is not in its own nature. On account of the association with the Sukshma Sharira, the Atma seems to be the enjoyer. Shloka 10. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimodhananupashyanti पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः The Atma is very much present and very much evident also, because it is the consciousness. Being the consciousness, it is always evident, always shining. Yet, majority of the people fail to know the Atma, fail to acknowledge the presence of the Atma. Because their mind is deluded by the anatma, the non-self, the external sense objects. They are caught up by the external sense objects. Therefore, they fail to know the presence of the Atma. Whereas a jnani understands the Atma, he is awake to the presence of the Atma all the time. This is being told in this shloka. Utkramantam sthitam vapi. The Atma is the one which seems to have utkramana. Utkramantam. The Atma leaves the body. Sthitam. And after entering another body, the Atma seems to be present in a body, dwells in the body. Bhunjanam. And while dwelling in the body, the Atma seems to enjoy the sense objects, experiences pain and pleasure. Gunanvitam. All these happen because the Atma is Gunanvita. The Utkramana, Sthiti, Bhoga, Utkramantam refers to Utkramana, leaving the body. We have to understand Gati also. It travels, and Agati, it enters a body. and after entering the body, it is sthitam, it dwells in a body. And then bhunjanam, dwelling in the body, it experiences the sense objects, experiences pleasure and pain. All these happen because it is gunanvita. It is associated with the gunas. Guna refers to the upadhi. The upadhi consists of the three gunas: Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, as well as Sthula Sharira. All are composed of three gunas. Therefore, being gunanvita, it seems to be transmigrating, experiencing the pleasure and pain, and so on. This truth, the truth of the Atma, that the Atma is free from utkranti, etc. There is an Atma, and the Atma is free from utkranti, etc. Atma is free from samsara. Many people fail to understand. Vimodhaha na anupashyanti. Vimodhaha, the deluded ones, avivekinaha, the people do not have viveka, are called vimodhaha. They think the external world alone is real. And the external world can give me lasting happiness, permanent happiness. And this body is my reality. I am just this body. Therefore, maintaining this body and giving pleasure to this body is the only goal of life. That is how a deluded one thinks. Therefore, vimodhaha, being deluded, na anupashyanti, they fail to understand the Atma. They fail to understand the truth of the Atma. Even if somebody tries to make him understand, they voluntarily choose to remain ignorant. Voluntary ignorance. Often people choose to remain ignorant when it comes to the absolute truth. That is why if you ask anybody to join the Gita class, what do they do? Voluntarily choose to remain ignorant. Therefore, vimodha nanupashyanti. Then who sees the Atma? Who is aware of the Atma? Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. Jnana chakshushaha. Those who have the eye of knowledge. Jnanam, the self-knowledge, is often compared to eye, often compared to an eye in Vedanta Shastra. Because it is like an eye opening. The knowledge is like an eye opening. Suppose a blind person gets an eyesight. What happens? He becomes aware of an entire new world which he has been unaware of so far, which was hidden in darkness for him so far. The world of lights, the world of colors, the world of forms. He becomes awake to it. In the same manner, when the jnana chakshu, when the eye of knowledge opens up, we become aware of an entirely different reality, the absolute reality, the paramarthika. As long as we don't have the jnana chakshu, the paramarthika is as good as absent for us. The absolute reality is as good as absent for us. Just like the lights, the colors, the forms, they are as good as absent for a blind one, for the blind. Therefore, jnanam is a chakshu. It is like an eye. Eye does not mean there is a physical eye. It is figuratively compared to an eye. Like an eye. Jnana chakshushaha means those who have the eye of jnana, the eye of knowledge. They pashyanti, they see the reality. They are awake to the reality. They know that the Atma alone is real. They know that the Atma alone is the source of happiness. Atma alone is the source of solace. Atma is the only source of peace. Therefore, they do not depend on anatma. They do not depend on the non-self for their happiness, for their peace, for their solace. Instead, they entirely depend on the Atma alone for their happiness, peace, solace, support, everything. Shloka 11. Yatanto yoginaschainam pasyantyatmanyavasthitam यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः Now, Bhagavan says that some people, despite making effort to know the Atma, do not understand the Atma. Do not get the jnana. Why is it so? It is because they lack in chitta shuddhi, purification of mind. As long as one lacks in chitta shuddhi, despite making effort, he or she will not get Atmajnana. One may study the Shastra, one may do meditation, despite all efforts, without having Chitta Shuddhi, it is not possible to get the Atmajnana. Whereas the yoginaha refers to the people with the focused mind. Yogaha samadhanam esham asti te yoginaha. Those who have the focus of mind, implying they have chitta shuddhi, they have purified their minds, and also they have a special type of concentration, a spiritual concentration. Spiritual concentration in the sense they are capable of focusing their mind on the Ishvara. They are capable of focusing their mind on Paramatma. They are capable of focusing their mind on the teaching of the Shastra, the subtle, abstract truth that is revealed by the Shastra. Such people are called yoginaha. It is not easy to become a yogi. It requires effort. First of all, one should perform the karma yoga, which includes yajna, dana, tapas, etc. One should do the karma as an offering to Ishvara. And also one should develop bhakti to the Ishvara. Love for Ishvara. Only then one becomes a yogi. he gets a chitta shuddhi, his mind is pure, and he has focus. He has developed the special ability to focus his mind on Paramatma. Such people, yoginaha, yatantaha, they should make some effort. The yogis also should make some effort. What is the effort? They should go to a guru pasadanam, and then do Shavana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Listen to the Upadesha from the Guru, and eventually Atmani avasthitam enam pashyanti. They understand, pashyanti. They understand the truth, the Atma, enam, this Atma. Where is the Atma? Atmani avasthitam, the Atma who is present in their own minds, the Atma who is present in their own hearts. As the consciousness, as the illumina of the mind, they understand. Whereas akritatmanaha, ashodhita antahkaranaha, akritatmanaha means ashodhita antahkaranaha, the people who have not cleansed their minds, the people who have not purified their minds, they achetasaha, they are avivekinaha. Since their mind is not pure, they do not have viveka. The viveka dawns only when the mind is pure. When the mind is impure, it will seek happiness in the material pursuit. It will have a tendency to expect happiness from the material world alone. Therefore, their mind is lacking in viveka. It is not able to accept the temporary nature of any material source of happiness. The futility of any material source of happiness. The mind does not accept. Naturally, it has a tendency to believe that the material sources can give it happiness. Therefore, they are achetasaha, akritatmanaha, and being akritatmanaha, they are achetasaha. Since their mind is not purified, they lack in viveka. And if viveka is lacking, all other required sadhanas are also lacking. we discuss sadhana chatushtaya. Those who have studied any prakarana grantha like Tattvabodha etc., they know very well Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. These are the sadhana chatushtaya. If Viveka is not there, all the other sadhanas also will not be there. Therefore, they cannot understand the truth. The truth does not reveal itself to them. In other words, the Atma Jnana does not work for them. Even if it is taught. Therefore, enam na pashyanti, yatantaha api enam na pashyanti. Even if they make some effort, they don't see the Atma, they don't understand the Atma. Therefore, in order to get the Atma Jnana, one should first of all become Kritatma. If one is Akritatma, one cannot get Atma Jnana, which implies to get the Atma Jnana, one should become a Kritatma. Kritaha Atma Yasya Saha Kritatma. Kritaha means Parishodhitaha, cleansed. Atma, in this context, Atma refers to mind. One who has purified his mind is called a Kritatma. How to purify the mind? Performing one's Swadharma. Swadharma Nishtha. Committing oneself to one's Swadharma, one's own duties. According to the Shastra. And offering the Swadharma to the Ishvara. It is the way to become Kritatma. And then eventually Viveka takes place in the mind. One becomes a Viveki, and then all the other qualities manifest in the mind, and then the Atma Jnana is possible. Shloka 12. Yadadityagatan tejaha jagadbhasayatekhilam yacchandramasi yaccagnaur tattejo vidhi mamakam. What happened? there is a very famous, very popular statement in the Shruti, mantra in the Shruti, in the Upanishads. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्रतारकम नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति. Now, this mantra conveys a very important idea regarding the Atma. And that idea is avedye sati aparokshaha. Atma is avedye sati aparokshaha. Meaning, Atma is not Vedya. Atma is not object of a knowledge. Vedya means object of a knowledge. Atma never becomes object of a knowledge. Therefore, avedya. Yet, the Atma is not unknown. The Atma is not non-evident, because the Atma is aparokshaha. Atma is aparoksha. Aparoksha means always evident. Despite being avedya, the Atma is always evident. How always evident? Because Atma is the consciousness. Being the consciousness, it is always shining and always evident. In that Shruti Vakya, the first half conveys the avedyatva of the Atma. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्रतारकम नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः. This part conveys the avedyatva of the Atma. Atma is avedyaha. Atma is not known by any means of knowledge. Atma is not known by any knowledge as an object. It is conveyed by the first half. And the same Shruti, same part of the Shruti was stated earlier in this chapter itself, in Shloka 6. Refer to Shloka 6 of this chapter. What does it say? न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. This shloka reflects the idea conveyed by the first half of the mantra, the Upanishad mantra, which I quoted. That is, na tatra suryo bhati, etc. And this part talks about the avedyatva. The Atma is not illumined by the sun, it is not illumined by the moon, it is not illumined by the fire, etc. Meaning it does not become object of knowledge. Meaning avedyaha. Atma is avedyaha. Now, the second half of the same mantra talks about the aparokshatva of the Atma. Atma is aparokshaha. It is conveyed by the second half of the mantra. That is, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. It talks about the aparokshatva, because it says everything shines because of the Atma alone. Everything in the world becomes known because of the Atma alone, which implies the Atma is self-effulgent. If the Atma illumines everything, then it has to be self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha. And if it is self-effulgent, it is aparoksha. It is always evident without being an object. Therefore, the second half of the mantra conveys the aparokshatva of the Atma. And the same idea is echoed here in Shloka 12. The Atma is the illuminer of everything. Therefore, it is aparoksha. See the shloka. Yad adityagatam tejaha. Yat tejaha. The light. Light refers to the ability to illumine, the ability to make the things evident. And it seems to be present in Aditya, in the sun. The sun has the ability to illumine. Now, what really illumines? The sunlight alone cannot illumine. If the sunlight has to illumine any object, it requires the effulgence of the Atma. Because without the presence of the Atma Chaitanya, even if there is sunlight, it cannot illumine. Therefore, the light of the sun, meaning the ability to illumine, which is found in the sun, is essentially my light, my illumination, implying Atma is the ultimate illuminer, ultimate light. Jyotisham Jyotihi, light of all lights. Yat adityagatam tejaha, akhilam jagad bhasayate. The light in the sun, akhilam jagad bhasayate. It illumines the entire world, entire universe. And also, yat chandramasi tejaha, There is light in the moon. And also, yat agnau tejaha, the light in the Agni, light in the fire. Tat mamakam tejaha vidhi. Understand that it is my light. Means all of them, any other luminary gets the ability to illumine on account of me, the consciousness, the Atma Chaitanya. Therefore, the Atma is Swayam Jyotihi or Swaprakasha, self-effulgent, and being self-effulgent, it is Aparokshaha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.